what it is about this TBR jar. It's really telling me to read the freaking books that have been on my TBR for way too long. Just kick off the year. Hello besties, it's Keira. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video, we are doing my January TBR, but the TBR jar is once again going to choose my reads. I was like, new year, why not just leave it up to the TBR jar to figure out how I start off the year. Make sure to follow all my socials down below, along with my Goodreads, Amazon wishlist. All stuff will be linked in the description. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos by me. And let's just get into it. I'm only gonna pick 7 prompts. A book by an author you've never read before. Okay, that is a lot of options. I surprisingly have never read a book by these authors. I think it's 2 separate ones together. You're gonna be very proud of me. I just like randomly have been really in the mood to read this, which is good because it needs to get off my TBR. It's been on it for like too long. Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. I am 99.9% sure I have not read a Penelope Douglas book yet. I'm gonna read it, guys. Hold me to it this month because I need to get this off my TBR, my physical TBR. Pretty much everybody and their mother has read this book. This was like an OG book talk book way before I got back into reading. All I really remember is that it's some kind of like pen pal situation where they are like anonymously writing to each other. I think they hate each other in real life. I've just been so scared to read this because Penelope Douglas's books are like a little bit darker. That's like really not my thing. And I think this might have like the bully trope in it, which is like, I just hate the bully trope. For a book by an author I've never read before, I'm going to finally pick up Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. All right, prompt number 2. Ooh, I like this one. Book that is part of a series. I am in the middle of so many series, guys, so it might be hard actually to narrow this down. I think I know exactly which one I'm gonna pick for this. I'm gonna be continuing the ACOTAR series by Sarah J. Maas. So this is A Court of Frost and Starlight. This is like the 4th book. It's like advertised as kind of like a novella because it's obviously like the shortest Sarah J. Maas book ever. I wanted to jump back into this world like more recently, and I know that this is like kind of wintry. I'm not gonna say what the back of this says in case you haven't read the ACOTAR series, but for a book that is part of a series, I'm gonna go with A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. Prompt number 3. Book on your TBR for way too long. Okay, I could have honestly picked Punk 57 for this prompt, but I have two books in mind. These 2 books I don't think are like the ones that have been on my TBR like the longest according to Goodreads, but these have been on for a very long time. So I have 2 options. The 2 that I like thought of immediately, one of them being Party World by Abby Jimenez, the kind of first book in the Party World duology little romance thing I got going on. Guys, this has been in a lot of previous TBRs. Just know that. And the other one is The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. Both of these are just like right up my alley of just being cute, small town, grumpy sunshine romance books. And I just don't know why I have not picked them up. I'm picking The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. I don't know. This just kind of gives like wintry vibes. I've just been really in the mood to read this book. What I remember of this book, because it's been on my TBR for a very, very long time, is that there's this girl named Kala, and she was taken away by her mother at a really young age because she didn't want to live in this like small Alaskan town. So she moved away when she was really young, and now she has to go back because her father's having some kind of complications with his health or something. And I don't know if this is how she meets the male main character, but his name is Jonah, and he is a pilot. And I don't know if she takes the pilot system into it, and that's how they meet. He doesn't want her back in this small town for some reason. So yeah, I think it's grumpy sunshine, small town. Like, it's just everything I love. And it's a crime that I have not read it yet. So yes, this makes me very excited to read it. For a book that's been on my TBR for way too long, I'm gonna pick The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. All right, we're like kind of halfway in because we're 3 books, even though I still have 4. Book chosen solely because of the cover. Ooh, this is usually a fantasy book personally for me because fantasy covers are just so pretty. Okay, I did end up picking a fantasy for this prompt, The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent, which is the second book and I think the final book in the Crowns of Nyaxia little series, duology thing going on. This book is honestly so chunky. It's like so extremely long. I just like really miss Rain and Aurora, and I'm just very interested to see on how their story ends. And I've heard just nothing but really great things about the book, so I am very excited. And the cover is actually really, really cool. I like the crown. I like the sword thing going on. A book chosen solely because of the cover, I'm gonna go with The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent. Alright guys, 3 more books to go. Books with flowers, trees, and leaves on the cover. So this is usually a fantasy. Romance covers don't like usually have kind of like flowers. There are actually many options. I don't know why I just completely threw out the romance books, because they have trees, leaves, and stuff on them too, Kira. Okay, so this book technically only has 1 flower on it. It does say flowers, but it's my TBR, and I see it 1 flower. If it has at least 1 flower, then I'm technically hitting the mark on that. About in my 24 books I'm gonna read in 2024, wanting to get to one of the later books, actually the one that's after this book in the series, like so bad. So in order to do that, I have to continue with the series. Is This Guy by Krista and Becca Ritchie, which is the 4th book for me in the Addicted Calloway Sisters universe. This follows Rose and Connor, which you meet previously in the Addicted series. They are like academic rivals, I guess, type vibes. It's just their love story, I guess, probably things that they go through. I think I definitely like these characters more than I like Lily and Lo, which is like Kira, that's wow, you know, but I just think I'm gonna like the Calloway Sisters side of the series a lot more than I'm gonna like Lily and Lo's story. But nonetheless, I'm gonna read all of them because I am a person that needs to just read everything in order. This is a flower, but it's also got a flower on the back. It's the same flower, but it's 2 flowers. And you put an S at the end when there's more than one. Every book with flowers, trees, or leaves on the cover, I'm gonna go with Kiss the Sky by Krista and Becca Ritchie. 2 more prompts to go. Book you bought from a booktuber recommendation. This is a lot of books because that's where I literally get all my book recommendations. For this one, I can't remember which booktuber I remember reading it. It might have been Steph. Maybe she just talked about it. I can't remember. I do remember somebody in the booktube talk about this book. That book is Behind the Net by Steffi Archer. You know what? It might have been Chandler. Chandler Reads. I don't remember her booktube name. Believe it or not, I've not read a hockey specific romance book in all of December. I know. Who am I? Don't remember what this is about. But it says he's a goalie, no dating rule. He had a crush on this girl in high school, and now she's his assistant and roommate. Oh. She had a crush on him. Supposedly, she thinks he doesn't remember her, which... It's probably a forbidden romance, because obviously she's his assistant type situation. I've heard a lot of good things about this book. I'm really, really excited to finally read a hockey romance book. Hopefully I like this, because I definitely want to read the second book. A book I bought from my booktuber's recommendation. I'm gonna pick Behind the Net by Steffi Archer. Okay, last and final book for my TBR this month. Book that everyone is talking about. I feel like I get this all the freaking time. I think I got this exact prompt the last time I did the TBR jar picks my reads for the month. I think I picked this exact book for that. I'm picking it again because people are still talking about this book. They're like, I'm seeing it in their like top books of 2023 or books that they really, really liked and recommend. So, One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I started to read this and obviously didn't end up finishing it, but a lot of people are still talking about this book to this day, and it was really hyped like a couple months ago, and it's still going around. So I still don't really understand what the premise of this book is. I think her name's Elizabeth. She has this monster in her head who talks to her. Okay, that's one part. There's this kind of curse or sickness that's going around. It's slowly but surely killing everybody, and I think she has it. So she's trying to find all these like certain cards that when they're put all together, it'll like break the curse or sickness. That's like her mission. I think she meets somebody and then they join together to try to find it. I don't know. It's just a lot of weird things put together, but I'm just intrigued. A book that everyone is talking about / was talking about a while ago but is still talking about now. I'm gonna go with One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I have to say, it's pretty much a ratio of like one fantasy book and then one romance book. One more time, we'll just quickly go through all the prompts, what books I chose for them, and wrap up this video. First prompt we got was a book by an author that I've never read before. And like I mentioned, I'm 99.9% sure I've not read a book by Apparently Douglas, but I'm choosing this one anyway because I've been in the mood for it. So Punk 57. And the second prompt was a book that is part of a series. I'm going to continue my ACOTAR journey with A Court of Frost and Starlight. For a book that's been on my TBR for way too long, which is a lot of books, I chose The Simple Wild by Kay Tucker. For a book that I chose solely because of the cover, I'm gonna go with The Ashes in the Starker's King, just because I want to read it, but also this cover is just really, really interesting. For a book that has flowers / trees / leaves on the cover, I chose Kiss the Sky by Krista and Becca Ritchie. A book that I bought because of a booktuber recommendation, I'm gonna go with Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. I don't know which booktuber recommended it. I saw a few, just can't remember who exactly did it. And last but not least, the final book that the TBR chose for me. The prompt was a book that everyone was talking about, and I'm gonna, once again, give One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig another try. And fingers crossed I can actually get through it, finish it, and yeah, I've just heard nothing but good things. I hope you guys enjoy this video. First TBR of the year. Hopefully we start off strong. I always love doing a TBR video, so hope you guys like them. Make sure to follow all my socials down below, along with my Goodreads, Amazon wishlist, things like that are linked in the description if you want to check those out. They're always down there. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos by me. Plenty of more TBRs coming at you. See you guys in the next one, which will be a wrap-up of every single book that I have read in the year of 2023.